to you today about Empire Resources and our projects in Western Australia. So Empire Resources Exploration Company based out of Perth in Western Australia has a pretty sizable exploration package and ground holding in WA. We have a consistent exploration focus on all our projects. In last year, calendar year, we drilled a bit over 3,800 metres of RC and diamond at our Urimeri copper gold project, alongside plus multiple geophysical downhole surveys. In the last 6 months, we've drilled just shy of 9,000 metres of air core at our Pennies gold project east of Kalgoorlie. We've completed some pretty extensive exploration fieldwork at our Nanity copper gold project up near Meekatharra in Murchison. Plus, we've commenced our field mapping and field work at our Barlawiri project west of Kew, also in the Murchison. The project portfolio is 451 kilometres of granted tenure, plus another 451 kilometres of tenements and applications. Empire is constantly cycling through projects that don't fit the core, and recently divested 2 projects for royalties that go to bolster our royalty portfolio. We have an ongoing review of all investment and acquisition opportunities and complete business development activities on anything that we'd like to look of. The company has a strong balance sheet and is in a good financial position. At the end of Friday, 19th of May last week, we had $1.1 million in cash, 0 creditors apart from the usual trade creditors, and we have strong shareholder support. Capital structure, I'll let you go through that, it's your pleasure. So first of all, I want to just highlight our investments and our royalty over the Pennies Fine gold mine. It's a 5% net smelter royalty on the first 50,000 ounces and 2.5% thereafter. We still have $400,000 of remaining milestone payments, $200,000 on project execution and another $200,000 on first gold pour. The mine is a high-grade gold mine located 45 kilometres northeast of Kalgoorlie in Western Australia. Open pit production produced 18,346 ounces at 4.47 grams. So it's a high-grade open cut mine. The underground resource has a remaining 43,000 ounces at 4.99. It's currently owned by a company called Horizon Minerals, and they've stated that they intend to take Pennies through to production. They have a ongoing or currently a drilling infill and extensional drilling at Pennies. And we wait for information on that drilling with great enthusiasm. Their studies are underway. We look forward to seeing that project move to production and the royalty portfolio, the royalties that will bring to the business. Empire's projects, as I said, it's 451 square kilometres in Western Australia. 4 projects: Pennies Gold, 45 kilometres northeast of Kalgoorlie. Moving to the north, we've got Urimeri, which is 370 kilometres northeast of Perth. That's a copper gold predominantly, but has gold, copper, nickel, cobalt, and PGMs. Nanity is a copper gold package about 70 kilometres east of Meekatharra, and then Barlawiri is a zinc, lead, silver, gold multi-element project, 150 k's west of Kew. So let's have a quick look at the Pennies Gold Project. 28 kilometres of granted tenure, 45 kilometres from Kalgoorlie. It's proximal to the Pennies Fine gold mine, as you see on the slide in front of you. It has, that's the little area down the south there. We've undertaken a fair bit of drilling, certainly up to the north around PFO9, PFO7. Recently completed a bit over 8,600 metres of air core drilling in and around PFO9, PFO7 and PFO6 that you see on your screen there. Some really good results coming back from that. 8 metres at 2.89, 12 metres at 0.76 of a gram. PFO9, really it's interesting asset right up in the north there. 7 metres at 1.6, including 2 at 2.4, and another 20 metres at 0.62 grams per tonne. So the mineralisation that we're seeing is all at the contact of the regolith to the fresh rock. It's very encouraging. We're seeing some shearing and some localised structures. At PFO9, we've seen black shale and other shearing and structures. Again, there's some really strong mineralisation at the contact of the regolith, and we'll be looking to identify some targets there for RC drilling, some deeper fresh rock targets. The Uameri project is a polymetallic base metals project. It has a large synclinal fold structure to it. It runs from the screen you see there, A zone to the top left of that image, down through Just Deserts, down through YTO1, back up Claudius, and what we call Constantine, or that. So you'll see that on the mag on the image to the right. There is 2 deposits, 26 projects, and 18 identified targets. So there's a lot of smoke here. There's a lot of areas that haven't been adequately tested. Only 10% of the drilling is below 75 metres vertical. One asset that we do like the look of is the YTO1 prospect that we identified in 2019. It's a geochemical signature over 3.5 kilometres in strike. It's coincident with geophysical anomalism. We identified that in 2009, as I said, with some air core drilling. We followed that up subsequently with RC drilling and more recently diamond drilling. It's a large system, bulk system of copper and gold, and we've identified the strike over 400 metres in drilling, and we intend to deploy some geophysical geophysical techniques to determine identify the depth and strike of this system. Another deposit we like the look of is the A zone deposit. It's 1.3 kilometres along strike of Just Deserts, with previous intersections 12 metres at 2% copper, 19 metres at 1.9, and 7 at 3.2. Has had limited exploration, although we recommenced drilling in 2021, and our recent drilling this year, we've identified 10 metres at 0.93 near the surface, and a separate gold anomalism there of 3 metres at 1.93, which includes a metre at 3.41. So again, very encouraging numbers, worthy of further work and follow up, and we'll continue to assess this deposit as we go forward. Another little prospect, Uameri, is Smith's Well. It's a massive disseminated sulphides, purite chalcopyrite to pyrite. It's highly conductive, and it's a channel-like plunging structure. We've put some holes into that, and we need to do more technical work on that to determine what the tenor is and what that might turn into. So our third project to talk about is the Barlawiri project. As I said, it's about 150 kilometres west of Kew. We've also got a 406 kilometre application in the area. It's a base metals with walk-up targets. Has had no exploration since the 80s. Very limited drilling. But in the 80s, there was a modest amount of drilling that returned some really good numbers, such as 5 metres at 4.79 zinc, you have a metre at 3.9 lead, there's 5 metres 100 grams silver, 2 metres at 0.58 copper, and all very close to the surface. So there's some clear walk-up targets there. The B1 target is probably the one that sticks out for us. It has had some pretty significant, it has had a little bit of drilling, and it's got some significant outcropping, subcropping outcrops. We've finished mapping the area recently, and we'll be looking to get into that project and undertake some more definitive field work. And the fourth project in the portfolio is the Nanity project, copper gold mineralisation in greenstones. It's north and south of the Nanity Well deposit, which is a 36 million tonne at 0.42 copper deposit. And we're only probably 1.5 to 2 kilometres north of that along strike, and our recent mapping and soils programs have identified multiple targets that require further work. Priority areas, NAM1, which has got a magnetic high with peat soils that are anomalous. Chromium greater than 600 ppm is considered highly anomalous. NAM16, similar, greenstones adjacent to a major shear with ultramafic rocks outcropping. So plenty of field work to be done at Nanity. So in summary, Empire Resources has an excellent package of highly prospective exploration projects, all located in Western Australia. It's multi-commodity, focusing on gold and copper gold, but we certainly do have nickel, copper, cobalt, some PGMs. And the projects are greenfields projects such as Nanity and Barlawiri, through to advance exploration with existing JORC copper gold resource at Uameri. Exploration is active with continuous news flow. We have a strong financial position, we have a strong cash position, zero debt. We've demonstrated efficient, effective exploration with a systematic approach to our exploration. We are prudent on our costs and manage our exploration activities accordingly. We are continually developing an understanding of our geological conditions. And finally, the experienced team that has a history of corporate success, and we have a demonstrated commercial skill set, strong commercial and strong technical skill sets. Thank you very much.